I had many occasions in my life where, and this is something I experienced, quite recently. Close friends of mine who, I was really close with. I don't speak to them as much anymore. Now I still consider myself pretty good friends with them. If I were to meet up with them, let's say if I were to see them within the next 5 minutes, I'm sure I'd be able to crack it up really well with them. But in short, I don't see them anymore. Naturally, because we're done with high school. And it was a hard pill to swallow at first. And I had a conversation with my older brother about this. Why doesn't this person text me as much? Why don't I text him as much? And I used to, have a negative connotation to it, a negative viewpoint, if you will, in regards to that matter. But, after time passed, 3.5 years or so later, I started to realize that's just normal. Things come and go. Friends come, friends leave. Now, in this situation, I'm still friends with those people, well, the people I mentioned. Not specifically mentioning names or anything like that, but just people I, was really close with back in high school. A few of them, right? I was really close with then, and maybe not as close with now. And I used to always see that as a bad thing. And it's not until recently, well, maybe about a year or two ago, I got that realization, man, this is normal. This is how life works. This is normal. This is real life shit. I used to always have this scared mindset, Post high school, I walk to a certain area. Oh, I'm scared to go to this certain area because I'm going to meet someone from my past. And I have had those occasions, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And what those occasions taught me, seeing the people from the past, really taught me are things I was worrying about in high school. It doesn't really matter anymore. It's a nice, beautiful, humble reality check once you enter high school. Beautiful, humbling reality check. That humble reality check being, hey, you're cool, how you are. And you should have always been comfortable in your own skin. But we wasn't for some reason. We wasn't comfortable in our own skin. We were too scared of what people thought about us, man. We kept trying to do the most to please said people. And it never done us justice. Hence why now I can say, I'm in a lot happier place than I was then. Teenager, if you will. A lot happier. And I take pride and I take gratitude in that. Something to be happy about. But yeah, man, you may be in a phase where you feel like you're going to be with your friends forever. I had that fairy tale type thing on my mind playing too. I believe you all did once in our lives. And I realized that's not how I want it to be. It's not how I want it to be. Personally, for me, I wouldn't want that. Right? Just not the type of way I would prefer to go about things. Things come and go. You gotta realize that things really do come and go. It's a nice peaceful morning now. And when you're in high school, you feel this need to become the top, the jock, the top of the class. You don't need that. You don't always need to be the popular kid. And there's merit to not being the most popular kid out there. And it's something I realized for sure. Something I most definitely realized. I'm here now. I'm really happy. Things go on, man. And it's just life. People have more priorities. As you get older, their priorities change. Some of you guys may have to look in for that career for a few months or a few years. Some of you guys are going to have a child. So you can't spend as much time as you usually did with your friends. And it is a shame. And, leaving high school and just college or university almost creates this bitter-like feeling. Now, I'm sure you will still have some friends that you still keep in touch with, of course. I mean, I'm living proof of that in both sides, in terms of I still text people that I knew in high school quite frequently, and I have another set of friends where I text not as much as I do the others. And that's not to say there's any imbalance in our friendship, but more so, different things go on, man. And I came to brace with that. I came to terms with that. I became okay with it. This is life. And it is sad in the beginning. But then you realize, man, bro, life was always like this, man. It just feels like a shock to you because you just left high school. So it isn't a shock to me anymore. If anything, I quite liked it. I quite like it now, really. Because it's not like I was the popular kid in high school anyway. And when you're at high school, everyone puts such um, an emphasis on being the popular kid, being the most good looking, getting the most girls. But it's refreshing now, in the real world, I can still become a valuable man prior to not, even not being the most best looking guy. And that's beautiful. It doesn't discriminate. We used to have sets in our classes, and judging from the set you were, people, it would usually, unfortunately, it was an unspoken rule, which tended to roam around a lot in my high school days. But, judging from the class that you were, so you had from set 4 to set 1, they would treat you differently. Set 4 being the people who learnt things the slowest, I was put into that class. And then there was set 1 of people who were taught things at a quicker rate. And even though I rose up to eventually go to set 1 in one of my classes, a few of my classes, that hate still bloomed. They still put the dirt from what was initially put from first year of college, but not college, high school. They dragged that on. So that discrimination was there, and it wasn't a nice thing to witness. Now it died down when I got older in that school, but it was still there. No, I can't speak today. It was still there. It was still there, nevertheless. And college was refreshing because no one knew that. And even if the people, let's say the few remnants of people who did come to my college, well, it was such a small fraction. Let's say they were to supposedly bring that dirt back again. But to be sure they didn't, God willing. God willed it, I thank him. It wouldn't really bear any weight because there's 1,000 other students who even go to your high school. So that's what I realized now, man. Friends and whatnot, it's completely normal to not see them as much. And that's nothing against you. Right? It doesn't mean they don't respect you or anything like that. They don't like you or anything like that. They're just busy, man. People got to put the bag together, man. People got to prioritize their life. Because not everyone's got their life prioritized. I'm sure you'll have that day. I'll have that day where, hey, both free, both done good in your own personal life. You have time to deal with more people. Maybe time for a catch-up or two, or holiday or two, with that person that you haven't seen in years. Then, yeah, so be it. Cool. But past high school, man, we're just focusing on our own craft, trying to build a life that our future self can be proud of, trying to get our careers up, man, and get our money. Because that's what most people are struggling with, finances. No one's really got their shit together. And unfortunately right now, especially in the early days that I'm in right now, trying to become rich and whatnot, wealthy, you can't really do much fun stuff here because money allows you to do the fun, worldly things. Which is nice, it is nice. But in the beginning, when you don't really have money like that, can't really be saying yes to all these people. I remember I had a good friend of mine, man. Who was actually my first friend I've ever met. I don't speak to him as much anymore, unfortunately, but I met him when I was 5 years old. Right? He left primary school at about 9 or 10ish. Right? I believe I reunited with him 2 years later. 2 years. So I was 17 when I saw him again. Damn, time goes quick. And I don't talk to him as much anymore. And he did have a birthday in November. And he insisted for me to come. I declined. Not because I didn't want to go. Well, there was elements of that. The weather was pretty bad. Raining and whatnot. But another reason why I didn't want to go was because I had no money. And it's not like when you're under 17, when you're 18 or below, well, under 18, where you can just abuse your travel card, your Oyster card, as we call it here, and just go to X place, X place, X place. Nowadays, if you want to meet up with a friend, I'm having more questions in my head. You want to go to said area? Well, okay, that means translation. I need us to go out. I need you to spend money on yourself to get to the destination. Fair enough. I'm not critiquing that. It's normal. It's part of life. But it's more of a slap in the face in that regard when you realize, bro, you need to pay for public transport now. And it was a shock to my system when I first turned 18. And it's one thing to know about something, because I always knew when I was 18, this free travel shit is going to stop. But it's another thing to be and experience it in person. It's a bit of a slap in the face. So then I realized, bro, I'm broke, unemployed, got no money at the moment. Can't really be saying yes to all these people, unfortunately, my friends, sometimes. And it does hurt. But you got to put ourselves first. You have to put yourself first. Put yourself in a position where you're good. Then you can start catching up with friends and all this stuff all over again. I often say in my videos, don't date when you're broke. I don't. So I just practice what I preach. Because I don't think it's sustainable. I can already imagine what it would feel like. You're on a date. You're stressing. Oh, hopefully the woman doesn't order too much. Oh, she's going to drain my bank account. You'd feel like shit. You wouldn't feel like the man. Whereas if you were to be a bit selfish, put more time into yourself, focus on the career build, what I'm trying to do, then you go on a date, you feel like the man. You can pay for the dinner. Then you have to go through that emasculating experience of like, you need to pay for that dinner date. Well, you both have to split the bill. That's what I was meant to say. It's emasculating, I can only imagine. Damn, bug, man. That's me, man. But yeah, things come and go, man. You know, you guys probably realized this already because I sent my videos for people post 18, so you guys can probably just relate in the comment section. But yeah, something I've experienced most definitely in my mid to late teen years. You know, things come and go. And most friendships in high school do end. Speaking from experience too. Like 90% of the people I knew in high school I don't speak to anymore. And that's nothing against them. I just did not see a future with them. So I cut them off respectfully and never contacted them again. And same with college. And that's nothing against those people. I'm sure they're great guys. They are great guys. I know them. I've been with them. But I put myself first. I have boundaries. And I just don't accept those people. I don't see a future with them. So how authentic of me to keep people in my life that I know it's not great to me to try to please people. That makes me no different than a people pleaser, a nice guy if you will. And I'm a truthful guy, so I have to cut them off. And life goes on, you know. People get busy. Just gotta lock in yourself so it doesn't feel as lonely. Find passions that you enjoy. And eventually you will have that day. You will reunite with your friend and it will be a great reunion. Fantastic, and you'll probably click as well. Assume you're still contacting through the messages like I am. With some of my friends that I don't see now. That's it.